Her care is fairly, you know, any lady with Rett syndrome is fairly high in age. You know, she needs to be eating personal care and all that. We're really happy with the carers. I keep an eye on them, so you know, go to the house regularly. I know doctor's appointments still in 10 days. If she goes to hospital, I go with her, and I stay there. She had dental surgery recently, so I was there with her the whole time. Also liaise with the day placement people quite frequently, and they're also really good. They keep an eye on her to make sure she's being cared for, that she's appearance is good. Sometimes it's not, and so you know, we say, look, you know, those clothes don't match. You can't go out in that. Okay, and a lot of the time that's men that dress her. That really, sorry. and he, they do admit it. I said, yeah, so they don't. I think that's just making sure she's happy and we're well presented. Is really important to me and to everybody else as well.
So what's involved in caring for Stacey? Stacey's home?
Stacey's home. Again, we had her for 6 or 10 years before we even knew anything about Rett syndrome. There was no pamphlets to follow, nothing about pain or anything like that. So we had to do it ourselves and find out where we were going down the road. And my bride did a hell of a job. And I resented the fact when I found out that I had a Rett syndrome daughter, and then I had a Rett syndrome wife. It turns out I was really proud of her, but back at the time I wasn't too thrilled about it. And I changed my mind, and I saw how many people she was helping and the problems that people were going through when they found out their daughter was diagnosed with Rett syndrome. And she's done a good job. Stacey's done a good job. Back before we knew anything about it, Stacey needed us. We needed her. She lives with us. She's happy. We love the hell out of her, and we still come full circle. She needs us, and we need her.
Great. We touched on it just briefly before. How's Stacey's week usually spent activity-wise? What's the sort of things she gets up to during the week, including the weekend?
She has a day program that she could go to 5 days a week, but that would mean she wouldn't be with us. Kathy and I are both retired, and so we fix it now so she goes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and a bus picks her up at the house, and she goes and has those 3 days, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays she's home with us. And Kathy and Stacey a lot of times make date and go to the movies, and we'll go watch the movies, and Stacey's got a box of popcorn, and that's never takes her eyes off the thing. And so we vacation because we're retired now. Stacey goes, you've seen a lot of the pictures, we're at the beach. She loves the beach, she loves the pool. She can actually swim. I think she's drown proof. It's just happy time with all of us. Stacey did a good job too, making my 2 older boys very compassionate people who respect disabilities and things like that. I'm proud of her. Stacey's a teacher. All of our girls are teachers, every one of them. And the best job they're doing is teaching us.
Thanks, Scott. So, Mel, how does she go through the week activity-wise?
She has the same days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. She goes, I don't think she's too tired if she went out every day of the week. And that's all the funding there is anyway. And on those days, they do a variety of things. She likes the movies. She's been driving V8 supercars. She's been fishing over at Rottnest. They're really a huge range. She likes live musicals, so we're trying to get her to go to more of those. We've just started back in swimming on the Thursday now, so she got back in the pool and she's doing quite well with that. She's also finally had a holiday down to Albany, and her nana lives there, and her nana's 91 now, and she really has always had a good connection with the nanas, but it's taken about 4 years of planning and organising to get it to happen. So I've asked for it to happen again, because I don't see why it can't happen every year while her nana's still around. She's really enjoyed that, and she just loves the family. I've got a big family. I'm oldest of 7, and there's all grandchildren, nephews, and nieces everywhere. So she loves those outings as well when the little kids are all around and talking to her and whatnot. So that's it. People are her favourite things.
Thanks, Sue. Chris, what kids?
Sure. On a Monday, she would have a support worker go with her to do her shopping, to the pharmacy, to the library, to pick up things that that she alone needs. She picks her own library books, and then everything's brought home. Generally on a Monday, the physio would turn up after lunch and give her a session, and straight after the physio session, she'd be in such, I suppose, a concern where she would have to go to sleep. She'd have to have a nap in the afternoon. The physio does that to her. But then on a Tuesday, she'd go to sharing places for the 6 hours. Monday's the same. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, she has the sharing places. On a Saturday, she'd be at home with us. On a Sunday, we'd take her out wherever we're going, starting with our church program, and then if we go on later in the afternoon, she'd go with us there. The family comes home on a Sunday night, and she enjoys sitting at the big table, sharing the roast dinner. The other thing I wanted to say earlier, Veronica picks her own clothes, so if a man does dress her, she has chosen her clothes, whether they clash or not. Mind you, I did say that she does pick good colour clothes. Is that right down there? She's got her nose pointed up in the air.
Bill, you wanted?
Yes. I've got you. Well, I've got you, Chris. Are there any health issues that are a concern at the present time or in the last year or so, just in recent times?
Veronica's been very healthy. She does, the only medication she takes is Diepilum for her, well, possibly after the last speaker. She's had that, taken it for a while. She is accident prone, she's very adventurous, and several times she's tried to climb stairs and has fallen over, and she's done that several times, and the dentist has given up trying to save her front teeth, so she has lost her front teeth. And I think that's basically it. Rel's not waving her hand at all. She attends the dentist regularly. She goes to see her GP regularly. She has a program of seeing the doctors. We make sure that she has private health cover, so we never use it.
No worries. Sue, how's Mel travelling?
Good at the moment. Probably only about 12 months ago, she finally got her seizures under control after 30 odd years of seizures. So that's the Keppra that's done that. And so she was on one of those combinations that Dr. Harvey had, I think. She also had her seizures didn't get better as she got older, they got worse, and she had lots of hospital trips and ambulances and things. But finally the seizures do seem to be under control. She's had the scoliosis surgery when she was 15, and that went really well. She was a bit crook for the first few days, but she recovered well, and that's made a big difference. So she never gets colds, never seems to get colds or flus at all. She's also lost her 2 front teeth, but we've paid exorbitant amounts of money, $20,000 over probably, for 2 new teeth. So she's just got them at the end of the last year, finally. And she had some constipation bowel problems, as the usual. I think that's constantly monitored and watched, and there's plans for that as well. Otherwise, I think she's tough and robust. She's good. Yeah.
Scott, before you give us your 2 box worth, use this train. Is it true that Stacey's the healthiest member in your house? Paul?
She is the healthiest person in our house. She and the 2 dogs. She really is healthy. She's very ambulatory, and really has been the whole time. She has she has a seizure every now and then. They still scare the hell out of her every time I see one. I would say an average Rett girl. She does her thing. She does the Rett things. Kathy has her dressed unbelievably. If we just made the change from the attic like 52 pair of summer shoes going up and 52 pair of winter
36.
shoes coming down. I think, what the hell does she need all these shoes for? 34. I embellished a little bit. But it was a switch then, 34, 34. I said, what the hell is she doing with all these shoes? She says, because she doesn't have a car. But, I mean, she's a fashion plate when she goes, and she's won awards from her program that she goes to because she looks good when she goes out. And I think she feels it. I know she does. She's happy. She even looks in the mirror all the time.
But apart from the seizures, all of the issues that you see when the girls are younger, such as like seizures, like the problems keeping alert, problems with sleep, constipation, Sue mentioned, the hands, these sorts of things that really to the forefront when the girls are going through their first 10 years and so forth. Did they lessen at all as Stacey has got into her age now? Did like the alertness improve?
Oh, absolutely. If she's watching a television show or something and she's very concentrating in on it, and I'll just stick my head in the door and go, Stacey, she instantly, her eyes look at me. When I feed her every morning, I go in as soon as I turn on the light to feed her at 6:30 in the morning. She just gives me a smile right on. She's smiling all the time. She loves life. She likes where she is.
You mentioned early in the morning, does she sleep well? Or what's sleep a little bit?
Kathy has a monitor in her room on her bed. And so Kathy would wake up, let's say at 3 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes you might hear a noise in there, and she could be asleep, but a lot of times she's wide awake. And so I don't know, I don't hear her, there's nobody sneaking in the room with her, so she's not playing the radio.
That hasn't been a worry.
No, she seems fine.
Yeah, okay. Did she do the hand movement with the wringing of the hands and so forth?
She had that when she was first born. I was right there beside the doctor. I had taught his kids in school, so he gave me a special spot. We saw her born. I saw her take her first breath. She was absolutely gorgeous.
Did she do the wringing of the
No,
hands?
she didn't have any of the
Oh, okay, that's right. I was just wondering if
they
decreased.
I was supposed to stay there when the doctor delivered the placenta. When they handed this gorgeous little girl to the nurse, I followed. I didn't stay where I was supposed to.
I think this bloke's raving about his daughter too much.
I saw him clean her up though,
Yep.
and she was less than 15 minutes old, and she's nursing Kathy, and the three of us were in a little private room off to the side. That blew me away. She's that young, and when we had the boys, we had to beat them, and it took them 20 minutes. I don't mean literally beat them. I was meant beat them with the breast to get them to take the nipple.
So it seems like sleep problems, you mentioned constipation, that looks like it's still an issue.
Yeah.
Some of the other problems we have, and does she show any other problems about being alert? Or?
Yeah, she does. Melanie would sleep at least a couple of hours during the day, and she has a good 12 hours at night. We've tried to reduce, and we've managed to get rid of one of her anti-epileptic medications, the Lamictal, but it's made no difference to the alertness. So I think it's just, she's also got a really bad tremor. Her tremor is really quite noticeable all the time. Even her tongue shakes. So I think that takes a lot of energy, and she just wears her out. So yeah, she is not always as alert, and some days she's not as alert as other days. Some days she's really there and smiling and alert, and other days she's just not. So I'm not sure whatever is going on, in there, affects her that way. She didn't sleep all night until she was about 7, and then she went from being awake most half the night to sleeping, wanting to sleep 12 hours and being tired, and having to then have that routine so that you've got her dinner ready right early so she can get into bed and get ready and get up early ready for the bus and the next morning. So things changed.
But
then her sister didn't sleep for her whole life.
But as you said before, her health has generally been stable.
Yes.
Yeah. And Chris, has Veronica been with, has there been improvement in things like seizures and sleep and constipation, those sorts of issues that were pretty big when, in most cases, when the children are young.
Yeah, look, Morella goes paranoid about Veronica's bowel movements, and we have
She's not alone.
we have when she goes out, the person needs to provide a report as to what's actually happened and what hasn't happened. And when she goes to sharing places, there's a special place in the book for it to be written. And if it's not written, she'll ring them up and demand to know. Yeah, it's something that we need to be on top of. We give her a pair, and that generally allows her to be a lot more regular. With respect to sleep, well, she's a thoroughbred. She doesn't sleep. If she goes to bed before, say, 10:30 at night, she'll be up first about 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'll want to be entertained. We insist that the carers don't let her go to bed, or we won't let her go to bed before before 10:30 at night, and later if possible, because she just gets up that much earlier. The first noise in the house will disturb her. We used to have a bread maker that started at 3 o'clock automatically, and so she'd get up and go to see what was going on. Any noise will wake her up. So yeah, she doesn't like sleep. But look at her now, she's asleep. She doesn't. I don't take her to conferences. She let me know that she's the most boring speaker.
I just we're running out of time, but I just want to ask first of all, the two chaps here. Your girls are living at home. Have you thought there'd be a time that she may live elsewhere? Chris, did you think?
Yes, that's on our mind, and we are putting plans into place for the day that we can't look after her anymore. That's going to happen, and all the advisors and the people that deal with Veronica's programs and her funds all say that we have to consider and put things in place for her to move out of home. And it inevitably will happen. I'm 70 next year, and Scott's a little bit older than me, and we can feel the pain, arthritis, and I'm a health person, and I know that these things are going to happen. It's just by the way, I've worked out that at the age of 70, I've got 20 more years of life. 10 of those years are going to be without disability, and 10 are going to be with disability, on average.
Thanks, Scott. You thought about this as the time might come when Stacey might have to...
I have thought about it, but let me tell you guys, you had something really great happen when you had the guy come up here, the attorney, and he was telling me, it's later than you think, folks. You got to take care of it now. If you wait until you're starting to get a lot of these signs, it may be too damn late. I know for Kathy and I, they recently raised the lifespan of the girls up to 55. Well, you know, Kathy and I are both 70. We're looking at each other, damn, she might outlive us. And that's a reality. And so this was important, and I want to tell you from my perspective, as I was sitting in the back watching this, when this attorney was up here going through these things, it was quiet in here, and there were people scratching notes, pieces of paper, and I was thinking, that's right on, you got to do that. And so, Bill, that was good to have that in there. I like seeing that, so.
All right.
Very good.
So, I know Melanie's not at home, but I'm curious to know is why you went down that track, the way, to have Melanie get into support care.
Sure. Long story, Colin. I've worked in the disability field for 25 years or something, so I knew that it was hard to get funding for accommodation. So we just started applying when Melanie was about 15 or 16. Also, the middle daughter had a lot of behavioural problem challenges things, and she was getting to teenage years, and she needed a lot of my time. And we just we're planning for the future. And also, what's really important to me too is that Melanie has her own life, that she deserves to have her own home away from her parents, move out away from the madhouse that was our house because of her younger brothers and sisters and all their friends now. She deserved a life on her own, and you're still really involved in her life. It's not like you're not watching her and you're advocating for her, but she is really happy. She really flourished when she moved out. It was like she couldn't wait to get out. It was like, the time leading up to when she actually moved out, the day was awful. And we did it carefully though. We did 2 days in, 2 days out, 2 days in kind of. And but she has flourished. She loves the people. She loves doing her own thing. She just likes that independent as she can be. And when the estate plan was talking, I just felt real peace of mind knowing that she's got that funding, she's got that place. I've got people around, people from her day place are watching her, her younger brother and sister will be watching her, and I'll go home and tell them what I have planned for them now. The lifespan's gone. So I feel really happy with her care, happy with the carers, and I have real peace of mind. So I could die now, but I'd rather not.
Well said. I'll have to call it quits there to catch up with the time lost. I'm very grateful for the dads and mum for participating in this, which is a very important aspect, I think, and tends to get overlooked. There's a lot of concentration on the young, which is fair enough, but there is another side to things. So that's just a snapshot. And yep, sure.
Scott and I conspired earlier on, and we both agreed that while we have Rett syndrome girls, and they're Rett syndrome girls, Scott and I are Rett syndrome dads. Everybody
I must agree with that, pretty special. I'll now ask Jenny Downs, I'll just speak.
Did you want to speak? No, I don't.
Oh, I can.
I don't like words.